Hello, my maths ninjas. Welcome to the grade 9 now. So, we are going to start with the first chapter from the textbook, ninth grade textbook, that is Ganita Manjari. The chapter 1 name is Orienting Yourself, the Use of Coordinates. All right. So, you can see on the screen, I'm already sharing a book with you. So, here we are going to cover the whole chapter in micro videos, micro lessons rather, right? So in today's the first introductory video, we are going to understand that what is a coordinate geometry, what is a Cartesian plane, and how to go about this, right? What we are all covering in this chapter. So I'll just give you the brief about that. So basically, what is a coordinate geometry? Coordinate geometry is the set of points that tells the exact location of a particular point, right? It is a set of ordered pair, right? It is a set of ordered pair which tells us exact location, a precise location of a particular point. What are those? So here, when you go ahead in your book, you can come here. Yes. So this is the Cartesian plane, which you can see. We will discuss this by using this graph, right? So here we go. As you can see here, that is we have, yeah. So we have here two of the x's. Now, what is the x's? Here you can see the sleeping line. This is known as the x-axis, and the standing line. This is known as the y-axis. You can remember like this. So these both the x's, x-axis and the y-axis, both are perpendicular to each other, meaning that they are going to form here 90 degree, right? At this point, this is going to be 90-degree angle. So they cannot just be tilted lines or something. They have to be perpendicular to each other. Now, we all have seen the number line, right? How the Cartesian plane is getting formed. We know the number lines. So this is also, if you see focused, if you just put your focus on the x-axis, see, observe, 0 is in the center. Then on the right side, we have all the positive numbers starting from 1. And towards the left side, we have all the numbers starting from -1, and they just goes on. Then, if we go towards the upward direction, now this is the y-axis. You can see my cursor moving. So this is the y-axis. On the upward direction, we have all the positive numbers. And when we go downward, it is all the negative numbers. So do you observe that they are meeting at a one particular point, right? So this particular point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect, this point is known as, this is a very very important point, and this is known as origin, right? Origin means it's the beginning of something, right? So origin. And the coordinates of this point origin is 0 comma 0. As I've told you that these points are in the set of ordered pair. Now when I say ordered pair, let us suppose if there is a point P named x comma y. So ordered pair means that these are, their position is fixed. Like the first is going to be the x coordinate and the second is going to be the y coordinate. You cannot alter it by yourself. Understood? Right? Now, let's see, understand now here the x-axis and the y-axis when they are meeting, when they are intersecting or the Cartesian plane is formed, this whole plane has been divided into how many parts? Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 parts that has been formed using the Cartesian plane. And these parts have the special name known as quadrants. What it is? Quadrants. So quadra word, we all are familiar with quadra word. It is for 4. So we have to start with this first one, and then we have to go anti-clockwise. We have to go anti-clockwise, and this will be the second one. Then we have third, and then we have the fourth quadrant. So how many quadrants do we have in a Cartesian plane? There are total 4 quadrants in the Cartesian plane, right? Now, if we see about, if you observe them carefully, can you see here on the x-axis we have all the positives, and on the y-axis also positive. So in the first quadrant here we can understand is that the x coordinate is also positive and the y is also positive. So x is also positive and the y is also positive here, right? Now, in when we move to the second one, now here the x-axis has got negative, right? So this will get me negative, and on the y-axis we have all the positives. In the third one, if you see, x-axis is negative and the y is also negative. So how we can represent the number? Minus comma minus, right? And in the fourth one now, the x-axis is positive and the y-axis is negative. Why we are discussing this? Because we have the questions also related to it where we have to tell in which quadrants the points are lying. So just by observing the points, and what are the signs of x coordinate and the y coordinate, we can tell easily in which quadrant a point is going to lie. Then let us say if I want to plot this point. Okay, let's say I have this point named, okay, say point R. So if I want to name and if I want to tell the coordinates of these points, how I'm going to tell you? Simple, Panda. That is, whenever we have to start from the origin. So let's say I have to reach to this point R. Let's see on the x-axis how much we have to move ahead. So here I will take 3 steps and I will go here. And after taking 3 steps, I have to go in an upward direction, right? And I will hence reach the points. So how much I have covered on the x-axis? I have covered 3 units on the x-axis. And on the y-axis, on the upward direction, I have covered 2 units. Since I have gone in upward direction, it will be positive 2. So the coordinate of this particular point named R is 3 comma 2. Right, this is how we can plot the points. Similarly, if I want to name, if the point is already given and I have to name it, or how we have to plot it, both vice versa we can do very very easily, but be very careful how we have to tell them. Now I want to tell you one very interesting facts about it, which is written very nicely on the above of this Cartesian plane also. So see what it is written. Let's see. It's given the coordinate of the point P in 2D space are represented by x comma y. So this I have told you that this is an ordered pair, that is xy. Now here x represent the perpendicular distance. X represent the perpendicular distance of point P from the y-axis. Now this line is very very important. X is representing the perpendicular distance from the y-axis. What does that mean? Let us say I have this point again, Q point. Okay. If I ask you, how far is this point Q from the y-axis? Y-axis is this one, right? I'm asking how far this point is from the y-axis. So see how far it is. It is covering how many units? One, two, three, four, five. It is covering actually 5 units, right? But 5 is what? The x coordinate here. Similarly, if I ask you, how far is this point Q from the x-axis? So from x-axis, if I want to measure here, this is how many units? 1, 2, 3 units. But if you'll observe your number, the coordinate was minus 5 comma 3. So 3 was actually the y coordinates. Did you understand now what does this line means? So here x represents the perpendicular distance of P from the y-axis, and y is the perpendicular distance of point P from the x-axis. So it's basically a crisscross. X coordinate will tell me the distance from the y-axis. Y coordinate will tell me the distance from the x-axis. So never to forget that these small pointers will help you in scoring your MCQs 1 marker questions and understanding this Cartesian plane as a whole better way, right? So this is very very important. Again, my dear, I want you to understand when you plot this Cartesian plane, we have to be very very careful like how we are plotting these points, because we have observed that many a times students make mistake here. See, you can see, if you see your graph, it is it is having the darker lines, right? And in between we have the little, like little dark, as compared to the above one. This is a bold ones, and then we have this small ones also. See, you can use the darker lines also, and you can use the middle one lines also. But the fact you have to remember is that the distance between the two consecutive numbers needs to be fixed. It should be fixed. It's not like that once you are taking one block and then you are leaving two gaps and then you taking the another point. I hope I have kept my point clear, and I made it clear that what is important here, that there this gap between the consecutive numbers should be equal. All right. Now, again, there is a one clarity I want to give it. Here, you can take a gap of 1, 1 also, or you can take a gap of 2, 2 also, 5, 5 also, 10 also. But only thing that you have to remember is the distance between the points should be uniform. All right. Lastly, I want to say again, when you make the Cartesian plane, again, I have observed many times what student do is, when you make it, this is a cross, there is so many numbers coming all together here. But please, you can write the number in a small way, but do not mix or write the numbers. You can just write it as 1, 1, minus 1, 1. So what happened when a child write? Let's suppose a child has written, now this I have zoomed it. So it is looking a little bigger. But suppose if this is the case, right? And a child has made a Cartesian plane like this, okay? And when you are naming down, so it is like 1, it is 1, minus 1. So sometimes what happens, students just leave this here and they just write mark here minus 1. See what will happen. This will change the entire Cartesian plane, and no longer this will serve you the purpose. So be very, very careful when you are beginning up with the Cartesian plane. It has to be properly made, because if the Cartesian plane is incorrect, whatever point you're going to plot here on this, it is going to be incorrect. So let's have a quick recheck what we have observed so far. Cartesian plane is a combination of the two axes, x-axis and the y-axis. They are meeting at each other at the perpendicular. The point of intersection is known as origin. The coordinates of the point origin is 0, comma 0. Right? The Cartesian plane has got four quadrants, quadrant one, 2, 3, 4. Right? In quadrant 1, we have x and y both positive. Second quadrant, x negative, y positive. Third quadrant, x, y both negative. In the fourth quadrant, x positive, y negative. Now, lastly, let's understand if I want to check where the points are lying. So the point R here is lying on the x on in the first quadrant. R point is lying on the first quadrant. Point Q is lying on the second quadrant. Let's say if I have a point which is marked here, and let's say point M. Okay, I have marked point M. So the point M, first of all, the coordinates of point M is, it is going to be minus 2, comma 0. Can you tell me in which quadrant or where this point is lying on the Cartesian plane? Here, many of you will give me answers, ma'am. It is there on the second quadrant also and in the third quadrant also. But my dear, the answer to this question is, this point M is lying on the x-axis. It is not on the second quadrant nor on the third quadrant. It is just like a boundary, right? So it is lying on the x-axis. Similarly, if a point is somewhere on the here, this point is going to lie on the y-axis. All right, my students. So here we have covered all the Cartesian plane in the first video. I kept it very short and simple so that you can understand at least the Cartesian plane well. In the upcoming videos, we will extend this concept more for the applications. Okay. Still, if you have any query, any doubt, then do write me in the comment section. We can discuss on that part. Keep learning, keep exploring.